tell me why. Why do you do what you do?
Well, it started, for a very personal reason. My own daughter was dealing with stress and depression. Um, and, one day over the kitchen table, she just said, "Mom, I'm stressed out. I want to be happy, but I don't know how." And that was like, oh my gosh, how could this be? Also, I want to be very transparent that I've always been a seeker, and I've always been interested in, all this type of thing about the emotions and about living our best life. And, I took it very like as a mission to keep my family happy. And then when I saw that my daughter was going through such a hard time, it just like made me question what's going on here. Yeah. And I had always felt that there was, even in my own life, there's something more, there's something deeper, there's something yet undiscovered. So this journey towards helping her, find the tools and so on, was in fact helping me. And what I've realized is that there's no age to this. This is for all of us. So it's been quite, a wonderful journey that I'm very grateful to be on.
Yeah. And that's, I think from having chatted to a lot of people who do the same kind of work as us, it's often a personal reason why you begin the work. But a lot of people, Randy, would have stopped at helping their daughter.
Uh-huh.
So you've created this immense, amazing organization out of that wish to help your daughter. So how did that happen organically? How did that sort of grow into that?
Well, I think it was organically. When I first was trying to find information for my daughter, I kind of shoved every book that I had in her face, and she was like, "Forget it, I'm not interested in that." So I was going, how am I going to reach teenagers? Because that was my first intuition. And I thought, okay, maybe a film. So that was my background. So I thought that's where I can start, because it seems overwhelming. You don't know where to start. So start with something. So my something was film. And we created this film where teenagers from three continents, 3 countries, actually interviewed thought leaders on the nature of lasting happiness. So they interviewed George Lucas, Richard Gere, a neuroscientist named Richard Davidson, who I'm sure you are familiar with. He's written wonderful books. And ultimately, they met the Dalai Lama in India and met one another for the first time. So that was the first, I guess, the first goal. But with that, I knew I wanted to have a book or some sort of journal that would inspire kids around the world. Because when I found out that the World Health Organization had declared depression, at that time it was the second greatest cause of disability worldwide. Now it's the first, as you know. So analyzing it, like, this was reaching men, this was reaching women, but this was reaching children too. And I thought, oh my gosh, why should kids have to suffer, in this way when there are resources around? And in in looking into it, Harvard had their most popular course was the science of happiness. So it's like, why should this be available only at an elite university and only to that age population? This has to be available for kids. So that began the journey. So with starting with the film and then the book, where we had kids and thought leaders put in everything that I had wished was available, years ago. So, and then we had requests for curriculum. So we worked with a team on that. And then once the kids were attended to, it was like, what about adults? We all need this, no matter what age. And so how's the best way to reach them? Okay, social media, right? Yeah. So we started moving in that direction with the idea of happiness habits. How can we build happiness habits? So we structured it in the way of like every day had a habit: Mindful Monday, Gratitude Tuesday, Wednesday Wellness, Thoughtful Thursday, and so on. So that's how the social media developed, and we're platform agnostic. We're reaching people on Facebook, Instagram, whatever, and online courses, and a circle group for books that we love, where people can download that anywhere, and also meet in communities, because people, as you know, are so lonely these days, so disconnected. So that's another way.